Have you ever wondered why some people instantly command respect the moment they enter a room, while others struggle to be taken seriously? According to the principles often associated with Niccolò Machiavelli, status is not determined by wealth, appearance, or titles alone. It is shaped by behavior. Every day, people unknowingly engage in habits that lower how others perceive them. They give away power without realizing it. The good news is that once you become aware of these behaviors, you can eliminate them and naturally increase your presence, confidence, and influence. In this video, we'll explore 7 things people do in public that silently lower their status and what you should do instead. The first mistake is talking too much. Many people believe that speaking constantly makes them appear intelligent, important, or interesting. In reality, excessive talking often has the opposite effect. Powerful individuals understand the value of silence. They listen carefully, observe their surroundings, and speak only when they have something meaningful to contribute. The more you talk, the more opportunities you create to reveal insecurity, desperation for attention, or lack of self-control. Machiavelli understood that mystery creates influence. People respect those who are thoughtful with their words. The second behavior that lowers your status is constantly seeking approval. Some people cannot make a decision, share an opinion, or take action without first checking whether others approve. They seek validation for everything they do. This communicates insecurity because it suggests they do not trust their own judgment. High-status individuals respect advice, but they do not depend on approval. They make decisions based on their values and convictions. Confidence grows when you stop asking for permission to be yourself. The third mistake is reacting emotionally to everything. Imagine 2 people facing criticism. One becomes defensive, angry, and upset. The other remains calm and composed. Which person appears stronger? Emotional reactions reveal vulnerability because they show that external events control your internal state. Machiavelli recognized that emotional self-control is a form of power. The person who remains calm under pressure often gains more respect than the person who reacts impulsively. Strength is not about suppressing emotions. It is about mastering them. The fourth habit that lowers your status is gossiping about others. Many people participate in gossip because it creates temporary social connection. However, it often damages credibility. When you constantly discuss other people's mistakes, failures, and personal lives, others begin wondering what you say about them when they are not around. High-status individuals focus on ideas, goals, and solutions rather than spreading rumors. They understand that respect is built through integrity. The fifth mistake is explaining yourself excessively. Have you ever noticed how some people justify every decision they make? They feel the need to defend their choices, opinions, and actions to everyone around them. While explanations are sometimes necessary, over-explaining often signals insecurity. It suggests that you need others to approve of your decisions. Confident individuals understand that not everyone will agree with them, and they are comfortable with that reality. They communicate clearly and move forward without seeking universal acceptance. The sixth behavior that lowers your status is desperately trying to impress people. Many individuals wear masks to gain attention and admiration. They exaggerate achievements, show off possessions, or constantly talk about their successes. Ironically, this often creates the opposite effect. Truly respected people do not need to advertise their value. Their actions speak for themselves. Machiavelli understood that power is strongest when it does not need to announce itself. Quiet confidence is far more attractive than constant self-promotion. The seventh and perhaps most damaging habit is tolerating disrespect repeatedly. Some people allow others to cross boundaries, dismiss their opinions, and treat them poorly because they fear conflict or rejection. Every time you tolerate unnecessary disrespect, you teach others how to treat you. Respect begins with self-respect. High-status individuals set clear boundaries. They do not seek confrontation, but they also do not allow others to consistently violate their standards. Boundaries communicate value. Now, you might be wondering why these behaviors matter so much. The answer is simple. Human beings constantly evaluate one another, often unconsciously. People pay attention to confidence, self-control, communication, and behavior. These signals influence how seriously others take you. While status should never become an obsession, understanding social dynamics can help you navigate relationships more effectively. One of the most important lessons from Machiavelli's philosophy is that perception matters. Whether we like it or not, people form impressions quickly. Your actions often speak louder than your words. You cannot control what others think, but you can control the signals you send through your behavior. Every interaction is an opportunity to demonstrate confidence, discipline, and self-respect. Another important principle is developing internal validation. Many of the behaviors that lower status originate from insecurity. People talk too much because they want attention. They seek approval because they doubt themselves. They over-explain because they fear judgment. The stronger your relationship with yourself becomes, the less you depend on external validation. This naturally changes how you carry yourself in public. It's also important to remember that status is not about dominating others. True status comes from self-mastery. It comes from emotional control, confidence, competence, and integrity. Some people mistake arrogance for strength, but arrogance is often insecurity in disguise. Genuine confidence does not need to prove itself. It remains calm, steady, and authentic. As you begin eliminating these 7 habits, you'll notice subtle but powerful changes. People will listen more carefully when you speak. They'll respect your boundaries. You'll feel less anxious about what others think. Most importantly, you'll develop a stronger sense of self-respect because your behavior will align with your values. At the end of the day, the most powerful person in any room is not necessarily the loudest, richest, or most famous. It is often the person who remains composed under pressure, speaks with intention, respects themselves, and refuses to seek validation from others. That is the kind of influence Machiavelli understood. Not influence built on force, but influence built on perception, discipline, and self-control. Eliminate these 7 habits, and you'll discover that respect becomes something you naturally attract rather than something you constantly chase.